Hey, everybody. Lieutenant Joe Pangaro here for the Blue Heart Podcast. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Hey, our numbers are growing, but I need your help. All right, brothers and sisters, we stand together. I'm trying to do this to provide training, information, fun stuff to listen to, lessons that we can all learn from careers in law enforcement so we can be better at what we do. But I need you to like, subscribe, and tell all your friends and buddies about it. Now, along that line, today we're going to talk about something. One of the courses that I teach that's very popular is called Pre-Employment Background Investigations. Now, I've taught this all over the United States, and lots of agencies have adopted a lot of the ideas that I have for doing it. I was charged with uh, doing background investigations, and we wanted to make sure we got the best men and women possible to be police officers because they're going to be my partners. They're going to be your partners, and you want to make sure they do the right things out in the street. And as you move up through your agency and you attain rank, you want to make sure the men and women that are in our agency are good and decent people and always do the right thing. And my course teaches people how to go beyond the application and to look at the traits that make up a good and decent person. That being said, some of you may have to do background investigations, others don't. So I'm not going to go into all the details, but I'm going to do a probably a live expose on background investigations because, like I said, it's very popular. What I do want to talk about, though, for a couple of minutes is some problems that officers have gotten themselves into over the years because, well, maybe sometimes they're bad people. Maybe they shouldn't have been hired. Other times, maybe they were just dumb. They did things they shouldn't have done and probably should have thought better about it. So I'm going to talk about that for a couple of minutes so that we can think about these things. Not that you're going to do them, but maybe you are, right? And I'll give you a couple of quick lessons. But first, I want to thank our sponsors. All right, blue360media.com, my publisher. They publish all my books and everything. They are awesome. They have everything you need to learn and to grow in law enforcement. And soon we're going to have online courses, and some of mine are going to be on there. Riot Tint. They make the window glazing that our schools use and businesses use, safety and security kind of stuff. Awesome company. MedicalEssentialDiagnostics.com. Okay. They don't have a poster for me, but MedicalEssentialDiagnostics.com. Go to their website. If you're a New Jersey government worker, state, federal, local, municipal, whatever, you can go to one of their 6 clinics and you can get a health screening at no cost to you so you can enjoy your career and be healthy into your pension as you collect it. And finally, I know a lot of you drink energy drinks, right? Why does this keep turning off? I know it's recording, but it keeps turning off. Are you back? Okay. Dubby energy drink. This stuff is excellent. I saw a lot of kids in my family, younger people, and they're all drinking energy drinks. And I said, "What are you drinking?" I tried a bunch of them. I like Dubby. So Dubby.gg. Good stuff, right? All right. So they bring this. These people support this show so that I can come to you and bring these things. So recently, I'm not going to mention the officer's name, but it was here in New Jersey. I took a picture of it so I would have just some of the facts here, which is important. A 24-year-old officer. Now you can say 24 is young, but you know what? 24, you've been through college, you have some time on. You're not an 18, 19-year-old kid. And what this officer did is apparently he was in headquarters and there was a female individual who was arrested and was being lodged in one of the municipal jail cells. And, we got cameras and we can watch the jail cell so people don't hurt themselves, all those kind of things. And this young lady, I'm going to guess she was intoxicated. Doesn't say, but I'm going to guess she was intoxicated. And she was doing things sexual in the cell. I assume it was by herself. And this officer could see it. He saw the video. Well, what did he do? He used his cell phone and he video recorded this young lady doing this. And then he put it out on some social media platforms. He sent it to his friends and people found out about it. Well, the prosecutor's office got involved. They came in, they're investigating. They found his phone. They went through they found all the videos. The guy's suspended. He's probably going to be fired. He's been charged criminally, right? And you say to yourself, what category does that fall under? That falls under stupid, right? What are you doing? We do see a lot of things as law enforcement officers. We all have heard the stories about pulling over people, especially young ladies, and they will be intoxicated and they'll say things and they'll do things to get your attention so that you don't charge them or whatever. And we have to be professional in those areas, right? We know that people flirt with female officers. People flirt with you. They say things to you to try and influence you. We all have to be smart about these kind of things. We are professionals, right? And while, oh, look at that, oh, she's an attractive girl and she's taking her clothes off. We're not here for purient interest stuff, right? We are law enforcement officers. And for this officer to videotape her, bad enough. But then to put it out on social media, that is just wrong. And it's not the first time I'm hearing about this. There's lots of cases of this. When I teach patrol tactics, which is one of the first programs I'm doing for Blue 360 Media, is all kinds of really good stuff for patrol stuff. One of the things that we talk about out there is in California, there was a car accident and a young lady was unconscious and the officers were going through her phone trying to figure out who she was. Could they call for help? And they found a bunch of her private photographs of her in, let's say, various states of undress. And what they did is they texted it to themselves and to their buddies, and they got caught. And all of them, 5 of them, I think, lost their jobs, right? We are not there for those kind of things. We see people at their worst. We see people when they're suffering. We see people when they're doing stupid things. We see them intoxicated. As officers, we always have to maintain the highest level of integrity and doing what's right. Right. There was a guy I went to school with, and he was a really nice guy, and he became a New Jersey State Trooper. And he rose to the rank of sergeant. He had a really good job. And what he did is he went and he checked records. He went to every department and he checked, the use of the computers that people were doing for police records, criminal backgrounds, and stuff like that. And what this guy ended up doing is that he started adding 2 hours a day of overtime to his record, and he wasn't even going to the police departments. All he had to do was actually do his job, and he didn't, and he got caught. He got charged criminally. He's lucky he didn't go to jail, but he lost his job and his pension. There's lots of things that can happen to us as law enforcement officers when we lose sight of the fact that we work for and are trusted by our communities to be above reproach, to have the greatest of integrity, of honesty, and to do the right thing. And I bring these up not to berate anybody or for anybody to say, oh, what are you? The reality is we're human beings, and we can do some things that are not so smart sometimes. So we want to make sure that we always do the smart things. We do the right thing. So if you have any questions, you want to reach out to me, Joe at pangarotraining.com. Send me an email. Like, subscribe, tell your friends about this, support our supporters over here, our sponsors. And go to pangarotraining.com. Pangarotraining.com. Our fall 2025 list is up, and many of our classes are available remotely, right? So you can click in and watch on Zoom or whatever and get the training that you need. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I hope everybody has a great day. Be safe out there. It's more dangerous now than it ever has been. And you are carrying the blue banner of law enforcement. So do a great job every day. And I appreciate that you're out there. This is Lieutenant Joe for the Blue Heart Podcast.